welcome to Flashback Generations.
Hello.
Today, Pete and I are going to be talking about
Dungeon Saga, the Dwarf King's Quest.
which I like to call HeroQuest 2.
Yes.
The game's contents.
So this game comes in an awesome boxes.
A book box.
A book box. Actually, open it up there.
Open it up, see the... Whoa.
Yeah.
No, not like that.
Okay, but you can see you get an awful lot of content for
Magnetised as well.
under 50 quid. You just get a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think we paid about 45 quid for it at the place where we got it, which is really good. What do you get in it?
You get 4 heroes, a load of bad guys, a load of dungeon tiles, and everything is good quality.
Doors, bookcases, treasure chests, trolls, skeletons,
good
ghosts.
plastic quality.
Unbelievable amount of stuff you get for the price.
I know that the question is going to be, is it as good as or better than HeroQuest? And I will say it's miles better than HeroQuest, no matter what your nostalgia tells you. So if you look at the doors, for instance, the doors in HeroQuest are all these a flimsy bit of cardboard, and these are like a proper plastic thing. You know, the quality and the actual craftsmanship of the bookcases and fireplaces.
There's oddities like thrones, wells, tables, all sorts of stuff.
They've gone to town. They've done a great job. As much as I actually think that this is, it's very comparable to HeroQuest in a kind of like what the contents. They've done better. Let's compare the models again to HeroQuest. I would say that they've gone beyond it because
models have moved on since those days, haven't they? You know.
Everything's not everything is a kind of monopose, but at least it's sort of reposable, I guess.
Well, the skeleton warriors you get 2 different skeleton warriors, but they're both the same thing. But you get a side guy and a sort of waving a sword guy. You know, so they've tried to introduce variety.
Yeah.
The trolls I think are the same as each other, but. Wherever they can, they've tried to introduce a bit of variety.
There's a lot of Games Workshop models and stuff that you could actually, if you wanted to, do that, and you could really go to town with cutting arms off, and like there's a lot of alterations that could be made.
Yeah.
But the base models themselves, they actually look pretty good. I would rate them between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. Personally,
yeah.
The zombies. Mantic are famous for making good zombies, and here they don't fail again. They
are good. They're good. There's a bit in the rule book about this, but some of these guys are very sort of flimsy and thin, and when they come, this guy was literally nearly lying on his front, the ankles bend.
Yeah.
It's part of the manufacturing process, and they mention it in the book. There's the cup of hot water treatment is needed. So when we opened the game the other week, me and Si boiled a cup of water and
pop them in.
Got to work.
5 seconds later, take them out, hang them down, and they're hard.
If your water's really hot, tip before you do it. If you do buy this game, 3 seconds is all you need. Any more than that, and they start to try and flip off the base, and they go very rubbery.
You have to start gluing them on, and
but we did it in 5-10 minutes flat. And, it only affects a small number of the models anyway. So
this is a dice game. It's got card mechanics as well. So the heroes have these different spells. You get your different dice, your different whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. There's a range ruler, which is kind of like familiar to a lot of gamers nowadays. How many rule books is there here? I don't know. There's only one real rule book.
Yeah, there's a quick start guide, which is very useful. The full rule book, campaign book, similar to something like Imperial Assault, and you get the bad guy because one player plays the evil overlord, gets the monster summary sheet, which is a piece of card. It's
actually very nicely presented. It doesn't try too hard and it doesn't try too little. I think it's actually you get a lot of stuff for what you pay for.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, let's talk about the game rules.
The game rules.
So the game rules of this game are they're actually quite simple. Everything's got an attack value and a dice value, which is how many dice they roll. That's for attacking and defending. Mm-hmm. You've all got a defense or a shield value as well. So everything that attacks you, needs to get this value. So if Skeleton Warrior, for instance.
All right. So Skeleton Warrior, he's 3, defense 2, isn't he?
2, yeah.
Defense 2.
So you need to roll a 3 or higher. If I'm using a Barbarian, I've got 5 dice. I'm going to roll 5 dice, and I'm trying to get over 3s to hit him. every hit I do.
Well, that's the interesting part because each monster has a classification. So if Sai rolls 5 dice and beats the skeleton's armor value 1 time, that's a bit rubbish. So that has no effect on the skeleton. 2 hits is my favourite bit. If you do 2 hits on a skeleton, he gets boned, and that's what it says. He gets boned. Now, what that means is he gets turned into a pile of bones. Okay, so you take your skeleton warrior off, and there he is. He's all boned, there in a pile of bones. Now, the bad guy, the bad player or evil player, can bring the bones back to life, and you can spawn new skeleton warrior.
He's got a resurrection activation.
If you do 3 hits or more on a skeleton warrior, he's completely destroyed. No pile of bones. He's just gone. Different monsters have different mixes of that sort of damage chart. Yeah. So
it's only the skeletons that turn to bones.
The bad guys don't have life points as such. Just they suffer effects depending on the number of hits you did, which is really awesome. But I mean, if the game expands, you're going to have that profile for every single monster.
Yeah, so, I'm sure they will. And then the good guys, on the other hand, have a life point total. So the dwarf, on the other hand, can take 4 hits before he's actually the 5th hit will wound him.
Yeah.
And then he gets actually a bit more rubbish. To say that he's actually pretty hard to
so you
take
got wounds. Down. You stick your wound on there.
Yeah.
If everything's red, you count as injured and you suffer bad effects. You're not quite dead, I don't think yet, are you?
You die when you actually get the whole way across.
Oh, you're full up, yeah.
But it can take a while. Like the wizard, on the other hand, he takes 2 hits and then he's fallen over.
Yeah.
So the hint is the bad guy always tries to kill the wizard.
Yeah.
He's also rubbish at trying to defend himself. The necromancer gets to draw his own overlord card. So he's got a secret deck of cards at the start of the game.
Yep.
That he doesn't reveal.
Each mission tells you how many you get.
The hero players get item cards, so they've actually, I think at the moment I'm stacking up, and the book tells you what you do in the campaign.
Yeah.
If I did have a gripe about the campaign structure, it's coming from Imperial Assault, which had a fantastic campaign structure.
No,
this game is very, very light.
Yeah.
It's very light. Like every mission you start, the book tells you get a healing mission.
Yeah. It's a reboot every mission, isn't it? There's no progression in the box standard campaign book. There's suggestions in the back of how to do that, but it's not like Fred got a bow last game, so he keeps the bow. It's just that Fred's got the opportunity to get a bow, but next game, whether he got it or not, he gets the bow because that's how the story's supposed to go.
So I think that to me would be my biggest gripe about the game, that the campaign structure could probably do with a better rework. But it doesn't actually matter, because if you're going to be playing it through, like we're playing it for fun rather than a serious thing. But maybe we'll look into to adding the campaign elements later on down the road with expansions, or when we feel like we're comfortable with where we are with it. But it's quite a simple combat mechanic where I roll 5 dice with the barbarian, he rolls 2 with the guy, and you compare results. Risk rules pretty much apply there.
It's dice off, isn't it?
It's a dice off to a degree, but there's a lot more thought about it too. Everyone's got a movement value that can run away. Hits, and there's arc of sights are quite important in it too. So the way that your model's actually facing has a massive bearing on the game.
Yeah, it does. Because basically, if this guy's looking that way, his arc is the 3 squares in front of him and the one either side.
180 degrees to the back of you is in front of you, and then anything behind you, then people get bonuses for attacking you there.
Backstabbing and such.
I found the rules very easy to read, and they are free online, and I would totally recommend reading them, because I think a lot of people will be surprised at how actual fun the game is. I haven't played a Mantic game before. Actually, I played Dreadball. But I found that this game really, really tickled the niche that I had for gaming, and I'm really enjoying it.
The HeroQuest longing, yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the future of the game.
The game's future.
So this game's come out, I think it's got 1 expansion, or maybe it's got 2 expansions already, and it's got something about orcs, I think. I'm gonna love.
You should know that,
and it's got something about a character building kit, which I find a bit bizarre.
That's the sort of thing we always wished for when we were kids.
When I was a kid,
character.
I would have loved it then, but now I'm actually like, no. Come on, game company, you tell me how the story goes. You tell me.
Lazy.
You give me the characters, and you do that work.
Homebrewers amongst you will love that, and I wouldn't mind looking at it.
I find I don't have the time. I don't have the patience for it. when I'm making a character, if we're playing, Pete's going to be calling, that's a bad character, you can't have that, that's unfair, and I'll be like, it's totally fair, because
I shout that enough at you, don't you, without you making up your own bad characters.
he says it about legal characters, so I don't know how I feel about that expansion. I'm sure maybe there's more to it than that. I don't know anything about the other two expansions. Bit of a failed topic here, I guess.
Yeah, but we know there's others. We've not got through the original. This is a very cash game for us. We're just playing through it, enjoying the Warhammer Quest, HeroQuest style to it. And if we get to the end of it and we're up for it, we'll look at the expansions, won't we?
I want to see. My big ask is if they put in a real in-depth campaign structure to it.
Yeah.
Looking at Imperial Assault. Looking at robbing the elements of that and putting that into it, so
Because your main gripe with the assault one was that you can see the whole map at once.
I'm not. Yeah.
Well, that's a major point, by the way. Me as the bad guy player, I've got a campaign that tells me everything that's going to happen and the whole layout of the dungeon. But Si as the hero player, it starts somewhere like that. We only set up the map up to and including the first locked doors. Everything else is undiscovered and unseen. Similar to HeroQuest? I wasn't a big hero.
Yes, the same. I really like it. I like you had to go in, you kill monsters, then the hero's got like, what do you do? Do you rush and try and finish the game as quick as possible? Which door are you meant to go in? All these questions have to be asked.
Yeah.
I like that mechanic in it. I like the dungeon crawling about it. Whereas Imperial Assault obviously here's the whole map and just points that the bad guys get. And I didn't like that because I felt like they're all going to do the same thing. This game, on the other hand, you open a door and there could be
a booby trap or the thing you're looking for, whatever.
Exactly. So it's got the dungeon crawl aspect. I wanted it. It is generic fantasy.
Very, very generic fantasy.
Very generic fantasy.
Painful so almost.
They don't know each other's names, I'm sure.
There is a dwarf, there is a wizard, there's a barbarian, there's an elf. Where have I heard that before?
It's fine. It works. It works. I like it. I like the art style is nice and grimy. Again, it's as generic as possible. Probably for a good thing. It reminds me of 80s D&D, to be honest. This is just, it's trying to be that very, very hard.
Yeah.
So it's trying to be nostalgic to people, and it is nostalgic to us. So it actually works. We're moaning about it, but at the same time we're praising it.
It's familiar. It's kind of like an old couch you moan about, but you still fall asleep on it every night.
Saying it's generic fantasy sounds like it's a bad thing, but actually it's a good thing because it means I immediately like it.
Yeah, it's true.
I automatically like generic fantasy.
I mean, Si pointed out in the shop when we were at some event or something, and I looked at it, and I looked on the back, and you see dwarf elf, you just see that sort of picture, and then look on the back, and it's miniatures dungeon. Yeah, I'll buy it. 45 quid. I'll have it straight away.
Yeah. I had a little run through and I said that's it, that's for me.
I didn't even know anything about it. I just thought, that looks good, I'll have it. So it does sell.
In terms of value, how do you think it is?
It's brilliant value, yeah. I mean,
45 quid, I don't think you can go wrong with getting this to just kind of...
I don't even know how many miniatures you get with it. You get about 4 or 5 big guys, loads of hero guys and villain guys, tons of skellies, and a couple of dwarf skeletons, stuff like that. It's really good.
Do you know what this game does?
Plus all the furniture as well.
This game does the trilogy of things I like: miniatures, dice, and cards.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that you need these 3 elements in a game to really fulfill the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I like the movement mechanic. I like the combat. Reading the book is so straightforward.
It is. Yeah.
That actually was one of the perks of the game, because there's a lot of games at the moment I'm trying to read that I feel like, I don't know what you're talking about. About 5 pages.
I mean, FFG, we know that language. FFG is like, read this first, and there's like almost a software procedure to follow with an FFG rulebook. But some rulebooks are very rambling, and they just, it is what you can do, but you can do that as well, and look on page 38 for how you do that. And this is just back to basics, isn't it?
Value for money, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 because it actually, it has everything. It's got a big structure to it. It's got something that, if you've got 2 boys or whatever that you're looking to play with, if you're a dad trying to play the game with his sons, it's a great one, really great one for that.
It'd be awesome for like 7, 8, 9, 10 year olds upwards.
Yeah, it does it. It gets people into the fantasy element of things. It is quite tactical as far as we can tell. We've only played a few games, so we're still learning. But you know what? HeroQuest 2, my money's down. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. And leave your comments below and tell us what you think. See you later.
Bye.
We're going to be talking about Dwarf. No.
What's it called?
Yeah, it's like a dwarf quest, but not
Dwarf game.
Yeah.